This is 5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
Right now at 4, the city of Alton mourning the loss of a police canine who died in the line of duty this morning. Hours ago, officers honored the dog named Odin with a procession through the city. The canine's human partner was injured when the pair got into a shootout with a suspect. Thanks for being here. I'm Kay Quinn.
And I'm Brent Solomon. There is a news conference happening right now. Let's go ahead and listen in.
I don't.
Are there any other suspects being sought right now?
No, there are no suspects, other suspects being sought at this time, and I believe that the deceased suspect acted alone.
The mayor, the officer who was shot, do you know where he was shot, or was it, what happened?
Well, all I know that he was shot at by the suspect, and he is resting well at home, and thanks everyone for their concern.
What's this loss like for him, losing Odin, his partner Odin?
Well, it's a very tough loss because this canine, the canine officer and his canine partner, they develop a bond that is unbreakable and unshakable, but they also develop a bond with the family, because this officer, this canine goes home with this officer every day and really becomes part of that officer's family.
How many canines does the Alton Police Department have?
I believe 2.
So 2 including?
No, yeah, 2. Yeah. There were 2. Mm-hmm.
Mayor, do you have any, having previously served in the police department, do you have any experience working with canines yourself in that way?
I was not a canine handler myself, but I worked with many canine officers throughout my career as law enforcement officer, and saw these canines in action, and they are just as brave as the officers who are on the street.
Did you spend much time around Odin?
No, I did not get a chance to meet Odin. Sorry that I didn't, and it's just such a great loss.
Mayor, you were over there with the other officers. Can you kind of talk about what the mood was over there at that funeral home?
It was solemn. It was solemn because, when I saw the officers that were just there waiting, I was completely blown away by the procession of officers that escorted Odin to the funeral home this morning or this afternoon. I was just touched and moved because law enforcement, we're family. Also,
you have been watching a live news conference from Alton, Illinois, where the mayor, David Goines, has been talking about a shooting this morning that left a suspect dead and a canine officer dead and injured police officer Alan Averbeck, who is in the hospital. Again, we are gathering information on this. The mayor saying Odin, the canine officer, was immediately taken to a vet where he died. He was then taken by police procession to the city of Alton to a funeral home there, and Officer Averbeck remains in the hospital. The mayor saying he doesn't believe there are any other subjects involved in that shooting. We still don't know exactly what was behind it. Our 5 on Your Side reporter Megan Kernan is on the scene. She's gathering more information. We'll have much more on this story coming up on 5 on Your Side at 5, 6, and 10.
That's right. Be sure to look for updates also online at ksdk.com and on the 5+ app.
New information about a deadly shooting in South St. Louis County. Police have identified the teen who was killed Tuesday afternoon. Police say 16-year-old Amorion Fuller was shot inside a home on Getz Avenue. Detectives don't believe he shot himself. At this time, they haven't released any information about possible suspects, but anyone with information is asked to call county police. You can also leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers 866-371-TIPS. We are working to learn new information about a deadly shooting in Imperial overnight. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office tells us a 20-year-old Arnold man shot and killed another man on Lombard Lane near Golden Gate Drive. Investigators believe the shooting was an isolated and targeted incident. They haven't released any more information. At this time, the suspect has not been charged. The victim has not been identified.
A man is dead after a semi-truck hit him on I-55 overnight. The Missouri Highway Patrol telling us the truck hit Antonio Green on the northbound lanes. This was at Bayless Avenue just after midnight. Officers say Green was stranded on the side of the highway and did not see that truck. The driver stayed on scene.
Hours ago, the Missouri Supreme Court blocked an agreement that would have spared the life of Marcellus Williams. He's currently on death row for killing former Post-Dispatch reporter Leisha Gale in 1998. The ruling came hours after a judge approved a plan that would allow Williams to enter an Alford plea to first-degree murder, converting his sentence to life without parole. The plea acknowledges evidence is sufficient for a conviction. St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell argues DNA evidence doesn't link him to the crime. Supporters of Williams say they will continue their fight for his freedom.
It is definitely going to be a battle here on out, but I am looking forward to the truth coming out, and that's our main goal. Has always been to get the truth of everything out within the court system.
A hearing is set for next Wednesday to review the evidence related to Williams' innocence claim. Williams is scheduled to be executed next month.
Well, tonight history will be made on the final night of the DNC. Kamala Harris, the first woman of color, will officially accept her party's presidential nomination.
NBC's Bree Jackson spoke with delegates about the significance of the moment and the challenges she faces.
History in the making tonight as Kamala Harris, the first woman of color, will accept her party's nomination for president. The event capping off a convention of celebration and emotion.
Kamala Harris! Do something.
Kamala Harris is ready for the job.
All leading up to this moment that many have waited decades to see.
My nieces, nephews, grandchildren can say I too can be president or I can be nominated. I saw that in Shirley Chisholm.
I am the candidate.
During the 1972 presidential race, Shirley Chisholm became the first black candidate to seek a major party nomination and the first woman to run for the top spot on the Democratic ticket, paving the way for Harris.
This is what we dreamed of.
The excitement surrounding the campaign also comes with demands for progress. Pro-Palestinian protesters outside the convention this week continue their calls for a ceasefire in Gaza. We spoke to a leading voice in the uncommitted movement, representing a constituency largely absent from the convention over the administration's stance on the war.
So our message to now Vice President Harris is a hope of her to chart a new course, to differentiate herself from President Biden.
Tonight, Kamala Harris will outline her policy stances and make her case for voters to make history and take the momentum of the DNC to the campaign trail with the election just 75 days away. In Chicago, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, has spent all week covering the convention. You can catch his reports tonight on 5 on Your Side at 5, 6, and 10, or on KSDK.com and streaming on 5+.
Donald Trump is on the campaign trail today. He visited Arizona to tour the U.S.-Mexico border. Today's visit is the fourth in a series of events held in battleground states to try to draw the focus away from the DNC. Trump plans to meet with people whose loved ones were attacked or killed by immigrants who arrived in the country illegally. Democrats have accused Trump of sabotaging a bipartisan border bill for his own self-interest.
10 years ago, the eyes of the world were on Ferguson, Missouri. What have we learned since the death of Michael Brown?